Hi guys, and welcome back to a brand new video here on the channel. My name is James, and today we're going to go ahead and sit down and talk to you guys about the latest news in regards to Reading Football Club. Now today is April the 22nd, and as we know, the EFL had set Dai Young a deadline to diverse his interests in Reading Football Club for today. Well, has that happened? No, but Reading have released a club statement, as have the EFL released a statement confirming that Dai Young has now had an extension on his deadline to May the 5th. We'll go ahead and read Reading's statement today, and to be honest, look, once again, I'm not going to get my hopes up too high, as I've said multiple times throughout all of these club statement videos, but the wording in this one does get me a little bit excited, as there's one specific term that for me is proof that the takeover is close. But let's be honest, the takeover has to be close, because, well, Dai Young has been disqualified as an owner, and Reading Football Club potentially might cease to exist if Dai Young doesn't get rid of the club. So we'll go ahead and read the statement for you. Now it says, Reading Football Club can confirm further progress has been made towards the sale of the club, with the transaction including the Select Car Leasing Stadium and the Bearwood Park training facility. As a result, the EFL has agreed a further extension until May the 5th for the transaction to be completed. The terms of the deal have been agreed between the club's current owner, Mr. Dai, and the buyer, whose identity must remain confidential at this stage. Both parties will now work to complete the necessary steps to complete the takeover. The buying party will be supporting the club's immediate financial obligations until the transaction is complete, and as such, day-to-day running of the club will be unaffected. The club would like to thank all supporters, staff and players for their contribution to the club in recent times. The performance at first team and academy level has been outstanding, and all attention is on supporting the team to finish the season strongly. Further communication regarding the next steps will be issued once appropriate. Now there we obviously are looking at the potential line where it says that Reading and the potential buyer have agreed terms to sell the club. Now that's the important part for me, is I feel like we haven't had that for a very long time. Maybe the last time we had this was when Rob Cohig was potentially going to purchase the club back in August, and look, fingers crossed this one actually does go through. Now look, I'm not going to sit here and dissect the statement too much. It doesn't feel like an AI written statement which we've had previously. I feel like we've kind of gone away from that segment of AI, or at least that era of Reading statements, and it feels like really now it is do or die. But like we said, May the 5th is where the extension is taking us up to. May the 5th will obviously be the end of the season, and with Reading in such a massive playoff battle, this is good news, because hopefully the takeover will be completed and Reading will be allowed to compete in the playoffs. Now look, do I feel like the EFL wouldn't allow Reading to compete in the playoffs? No, I feel like they will always allow them to do that, because if we're being completely honest, like we've said before, it'll be a massive embarrassment for the English Football League if they had to disqualify Reading and just allow whoever finishes third to go through to the playoff final. Now, if it was Wrexham that was the team that finished in third, maybe they would allow it. No, I'm only joking. Of course not. The EFL would never play favourites. Now, in terms of anything else, look, nothing else has barely been released. Obviously, Rob Cohig is the man that's rumoured to be taking over the football club, and look, let's hope that he is the man that does it. Let's hope that this one finally goes over the line, because Reading fans need it at this point. We've been messed around too often, and I feel like a broken record saying the same things over and over and over again. So look, if I'm honest, I'm just going to cut the video there. So that's going to be it for this one today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Best of luck to the under-18 squad and Harrison Gilks, as they will be taking on West Ham in the final of the Premier League Cup tonight. So best of luck to the under-18s. That's going to be it for this one today. Thank you very much for watching. My name's been James, and we'll see you all again soon. See you next time. Bye-bye.